Good morning, welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View this morning. Martin O'Neill's last team as Celtic manager, as well as long as everything goes to plan. I mean, do we expect things surely things won't collapse over the next 24 hours. Hopefully the new manager, it's been suggested the new manager may be in the stand today. It'll be interesting to see how he's sneaked into the ground, but the Celtic fans don't really go around that entrance side to go into the main stand, so Wilfred Nancy will not be sneaking in at the back beside the Celtic fans, that's for sure. If he is at the game today. If he's not at the game, you would expect him to be watching on TV somewhere, wherever he is in the world, because let's face it, we still don't know exactly where brother Wilfred is this morning. Let me just do this. There is 1 hour and 27 minutes until kickoff. 1 hour 27 minutes until kickoff. The team news will be out just shortly as we wait on the team announcement from Celtic regarding the final team. Tell me in the comments about who do you think may start today. We could speculate now because it's only around about just under 15 minutes until the team is released, and then we get to see the team that Martin O'Neill has decided that is it's kind of sad, isn't it? That's kind of sad. I'm just going to jump into some of the comments, see what some people are saying. People are just saying good morning. It's going to be interesting to see who Martin O'Neill plays at the back, what formation he actually plays, because does he play with a 3 at the back is a little bit of a nod to the incoming manager. Martin O'Neill played 3 at the back when he was at Celtic. So will he go for a 3-5-2? Will he give us something to reminisce about and something to just... you do have to laugh at Martin, because I still think to an interview that Martin O'Neill, when he was commentating on a game, and he did ask the manager at the time, why do you keep passing it about the back and the whole point of attack thing? And the look on Martin O'Neill's face was like, you're just talking absolute nonsense, young man. That's what it almost felt like he was saying. Do I still have the team from Thursday? I don't think so. That was the team that was on Thursday. Would you go with the same team as that? This isn't the team from today, so don't get your knickers carried away. This is the team from Thursday, which was Schmeichel, Donovan, Trusty, Scales, Tierney, McGregor, Engels, Hatate, Yang, McCowan, and Dyson Maeda. On the bench was Sinisalo. Dohan won't be on the bench today. Benji might be on the bench, Balikwisha on the bench, Iniacho on the bench, Tenecti on the bench, Kenny on the bench, Bernardo on the bench. You won't have as many, you don't get as many in the SPFL on the bench, do you, as you do in European football. So you'll have the 2 young guys from the B team will disappear off the bench, and the goalkeeper. And the bench, if it stays like that, I mean, that's a strong bench, isn't it? Especially for the SPFL. It's a bench that should be able to do anything. They shouldn't be covering up Martin O'Neill, absolute legend of the game. We'll put that team up there until the team does come out. And around about 11 minutes or so that the team does come out. Just see other comments that's coming in. Be good Celtic to win 3-1 today. There's one thing that we need to do is we need to start closing some of the points, some of the goals, because a certain team above us has way more goal difference than us. Can we jump onto that? Let's just do that, and then I've lost the screen, haven't I? Not that it's there. We've got the Celtic team. We have that up there. Hearts are top of the table. If you look at the goal difference, I mean, Celtic can really batter into the goal difference of Hearts today. I mean, Hearts do have, but do we need to really worry about the goal difference? Because all we do is we win our next 3 games and we're top of the table. So when it comes to goal difference, I don't think the Celtic players are really concerned about that. I think that if you win the 2 games, win today, win during the week, and then beat Hearts at Celtic Park, we're top of the table. Natural order. Hearts have got a favourite saying of saying it's natural order in Scottish football when they beat Hibernian. That'll be natural order when Celtic go back flying to the top of the table. They only worry about the way that the league is set out. I mean, it's all set up for the team in 5th position to jump right up into 3rd, which I'm disappointed in, because I was kind of hoping that these other teams could have pushed on a bit. But I mean, Motherwell would have really needed to win yesterday. The ideal scenario was to just get them a few more points. But when you look at it, it's in their own hands to jump from 5th all the way up to 3rd position in the league. And I want them away down 5th, 6th. But that's enough of that lot. Let's get back on to this one and get ready for the team as it comes out onto socials. And to put that back onto that. See, it's too many screens. Far too many screens open at the one time. Give us the timer. So keep on moving now. 1 hour 22 minutes till kick-off. And then about 10 minutes, just under 10 minutes until the team is out. 7 minutes. Anyway, let's jump back into some of the comments this morning. Win today in midweek, next Sunday, then it's season over. I wouldn't say it's season over. There's still a lot of there's still a lot of football to go. It's definitely not season over. Is it a noon kickoff? Yes, it is. It's a noon kickoff. You see the timer down there that tells you when kickoff is starting. Michelle's confident for a 2-0 win today. 15 goals in Martin O'Neill's 6 games. That's unbelievable. Considering we couldn't score goals for fun. I mean, we were struggling. We were really struggling when it comes to goals at Celtic. Put that up there. And it just shows you that it's not all about possessional play. It's about getting forward. Martin O'Neill says it's all about going forward and scoring goals. And I think that that's what's been the exciting part over the last month. The last 4 weeks, is to watch a Celtic team again have that confidence to go forward and try and score goals all the time. I mean, you can look back to the St Mirren game, it was only 1-0, but Hearts were running away with it on the goal tally. Yang will step up today with a hat trick, pull the rabbit out of the top hat. Jesus, if he does that. If Kieran was going to watch the football at 3 o'clock, he'd be turning on to get the results. Be turning on to get the results and go, I've missed the game. Missed the game completely. So yeah, I don't think that, do you really think it's season over? I don't think so. I don't think it'll be season over. Nah. There's a lot of twists and turns. The new managers to come in and change his style slightly. Will it be much different from the Martin O'Neill team? Will it be much different from the Martin O'Neill style? None of this passing the ball about the back. It's more getting forward. I'm all for that. Celtic in draw. Seriously, see him getting a brace. Talking about Yang. I'm going to go 2-0 Celtic, 3-1 Celtic. 3 goals plus 6 corners, and Hibs plus cards. And there you go. Joseph's go for 3-1 Celtic. 5 minutes to go before the team news is out. It's usually 1 hour and 4 minutes exactly till the team news is out. Just won today. Very tricky games. This is Big Rab. They lost once in 18 games at home. Yeah. I'd take 2-0. I would. Double for Maeda today. If he wants to get... I mean, I think Daizen Maeda's already chosen which club he's going to next. I think that the talks have already taken place with a certain club down in Liverpool. Narrows it down, doesn't it? It's definitely not Liverpool. I think talks have already taken place with him, with the prospect of him going there. Not through Celtic, but through, obviously, the agents and stuff. 3-1 as usual. One of us hoping we can sit down with a hot toddy whilst enjoying seeing Celtic pump the Hibs. I think Martin should be paraded at Celtic Park next week for a minute's applause for what he's achieved. Does that not... see, the only... I would say at half time. Do you know when they get people out at half time? I would certainly say at half time, but if you do it before the game, they're taking the limelight off of the incoming manager, and that standing managers and ex-managers don't do that. There's an unwritten rule that you're not even meant to talk about. But Neil Lennon rips that up and throws it out the window because Neil Lennon talks about Celtic all the time. But there's an unwritten rule that you don't really talk about your club when you've left a club. You just leave them to it. It's not your place to talk about the club, and it's not your place to talk about the new manager and stuff, especially when you've walked out on the club or been sacked. So I think bringing Martin O'Neill in at half time, at the half time draw kind of stuff, yes, I certainly think that he should be given that. He should be given that standing ovation. I know that there's a lot of fans going to the back end of the stadium then, but if it was announced that Martin O'Neill was going to be there at half time, I think you would get a lot of fans that would kind of... I mean, everybody's meant to be boycotting food and that anyway at Celtic Park, so there's no need for everyone at Celtic Park to be going into the back end of the stadium because you're not purchasing food, you're just standing there. So yeah, maybe get Martin O'Neill at half time. Same team. That is the team from midweek. I'm going to take that down now because the new team will be out in 2 minutes time. 1 minute and 36 seconds until the team comes out. Hibs haven't turned up against Sevco or the Diet Huns, but they turn up against us guaranteed. They always do. As long as we don't care, keep the pressure on us. As long as we win, yeah, just keep the pressure on them. Paul says, if Maeda goes, Celtic fuck. Do you think so? I don't think so. I don't think Daizen's having a good season. I definitely don't think that he's one player that is definitely not having a good season. Right, I need to go on to... Shit. Oh, it's on this one, isn't it? Open up pages that... The team should be out any second. Matchday from Hibs. What's Palmer? What's he saying it? Not a lot. Team should be out in a minute. There's a bit of... Martin O'Neill's last team. There is a bit of sadness in it, isn't there? Don't know, but it's a bit... I can remember being at the game when it was Henrik Larsson's last game and him standing on the pitch crying like a big baby. Don't know, and the emotion that went through Henrik Larsson then. Come on, Celtic, press the button. Press the damn button. But I'm just waiting. Come on, Celtic, you're late today. It's out. Oh my God. It's not the same team as... Wait till you see this. Oh my God. Schmeichel, Donovan, Trusty, Scales, Sarachi, McGregor, Engels, Hatate, Yang, McCowan and Dyson Maeda start the game today. Let's get it up on the screen. And get it instantly up on the screen for you. Like, boom! Get it up in its normal position. That is the team today. Schmeichel, Donovan, Trusty, Scales, Sarachi, McGregor, Engels, Hatate in midfield, and the front three of Yang, McCowan and Dyson Maeda through the middle. Wow. Balakwisha on the bench. Tenekte on the bench. Benji Negrin on the bench. Paolo Bernardo on the bench. Kieran Tierney on the bench. Tony Ralston on the bench. And Dane Murray on the bench also. Is that... It's a strong bench. A very, very strong bench. It's an exciting team. Sarachi, I mean, he gives you something that Kieran Tierney doesn't. Do you know, it'll be interesting to hear what Martin O'Neill says about that team selection on Sky. It's one change. KT must be unfit. I don't know if he's unfit. I don't think he's unfit. It's a strange one. Same team as expected for KT. Approve that from Martin O'Neill. Yeah. It doesn't weaken the team bringing in Sarachi for, definitely it doesn't weaken the team. But maybe maybe Martin O'Neill is thinking, do you know what? We've got a lot of games coming up. Let's take Kieran Tierney. And he actually dropped again. Yeah. And he actually not even making the team. Not even making the squad. Johnny Kenny's given that striker position in front of Kelechi and Iheanacho. But that comes down to football. To time he's played. KT feeling the effects the Thursday night? No idea. Just game management for KT? I think it is. Diane, you just come out with a sensible comment. A lot of people will say that it's his fitness and everything. I think that it's not his fitness, it's just game management. There's no use burning out Kieran Tierney. You've got a fantastic... And we need rotation. When you look at the games that we've got coming up over the next couple of weeks, it's a busy period. It's a busy period that we've got coming up. And, winning this game is a must. But when we play a game on Wednesday, Celtic Park, Kieran Tierney will more than likely start that game. You've then got a game on Wednesday, you've got a game on Sunday, and then you've got a game on Thursday. It's a busy month, game on Sunday, game on Thursday, Wednesday, sorry. So yeah, it's a busy time for Celtic. Crazy month when you look at December. I mean, it's the final day of November. December is just as equally. It's is that 8 games or something? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games. Yeah, there's 8 games to be played over the month of December, and then it takes us to the 3rd of January, the Rangers game. And that's going to be an interesting one because I've got to pick my mum up at the airport in the morning. Why couldn't you flew out the day before? I tell you, woman. And then we're going to January, and there's no stopping it. There's no stopping in January. So you need to manage the players. And I suspect that it won't only be Kieran Tierney that will be getting dropped. I mean, the new manager is going to come in and he's going to look at the squad. He's going to look at the team specifically and go, do you know what? We need to change things up a bit. There's some players will get chances. Some players may not get chances. But there's one thing for sure. For this being the manager's last game at Celtic, it's going to be interesting to see how the players perform, and that's the most important thing. Rangers are coming, I'm telling you. I think you could play Tierney and Sarachi in front of him. Yeah, you could do, but then who do you drop out of the midfield? Because you're going to have to drop somebody out in the midfield. We'll wait and see. She doesn't love you, Baz, lol. She arrives in the morning, so there's enough time. There's enough time to get back and get everything started for the game, as they say. But just let me just do this, because we'll get the time back up for the game. Do the countdown timer. 1 hour and 8 minutes until the game kicks off. Right, let's jump back into the comments and tell me your thoughts on that team from the final team, the very last team that Martin O'Neill will pick for Celtic. So consider it your mother. She said she'd get the bus up the road, but you can't let your mum get a bus for the airport up to yours, can you? No, really. Martin O'Neill has the Bobby Arteta yet on Yang. Well, I've never thought of that. Yeah, maybe he has, but it's the last game that Martin O'Neill is picking these players, so it will be interesting to see. You know, there's players that are on the bench that were starters for their teams. They were starters. When you look at Benji Negrin, he was a starter. Barrick Wisher was a starter. Tenecte was a starter. Paulo Bernardo came through the youth system at Benfica. Kieran Tierney, you can understand game time, leaving him out. But you've got a bunch of players now at Celtic, and you have this at any big club. But it's about bringing them on. Will Balak Wisher get game time? Will Johnny Kenny will get brought on, and Dyson Maida will be put out to the wing. Yang comes off, and it's either Balak Wisher or Tenecte that comes on. You know, you're going to have a lot of players that are a bit peed off with the situation. But when Celtic are at their best, they've always got a strong bench. When you look at it under Ange Postecoglou, if you look at the bench then, when you look at the bench under Ange, do you know, it was a strong bench. There were players that couldn't get a game for pretty much of a season. Will it be the case that some of these players don't really come to fruition as a Celtic player until next season? They may see it as a season written off in their life. And you've got to think about it. I mean, most football players talk about a 15-season career, you know, and to drop out one season. And that's the harsh reality of it. I mean, they've only got 15 seasons. We think 15 seasons and it's nothing. But they see that as the end of their career. Will Balak Wisher, he's already had words with Martin O'Neill saying, I want more game time. I'm not getting game time. I was playing first team football before I came to Celtic. And he said, just wait your time. You know, when Monday morning comes and the new manager comes in, everyone starts on a clean slate. Everyone starts there's a white piece of paper when the manager's looking at the team. Maybe not so much for the Wednesday, because he'll be influenced by Sean Maloney and Mark Fotheringham. But when it gets to the game after, you know, he's no favourites. He doesn't have to pick Dyson Maida, doesn't have to pick Rio Hitati. He will go who's doing it on the training pitch. And I've said for a long time, Johnny Kenny doing it on the training pitch. Shin Yamada, nowhere near the team. Who do you drop off the bench to bring in Shin Yamada? It has to be Johnny Kenny. Now, what is Johnny Kenny doing in training that Shin Yamada's not? That has to be the answer. There's no point complaining about players not given a chance. They're given a chance 6 days a week. Nope, I'm doing a live for the housemate. But you've got an opportunity near enough 6 days a week in training to show that you're better than the other guy that's in your position. And for some unknown reason, Shin Yamada isn't able to push out Johnny Kenny. Johnny Kenny is also keeping out Kelechi Iheanacho. But there you go. Martin's keeping better players on the bench so we can bring them on the second half rather than having a weak bench. Yeah, you could say that, yep. Sriracha first goal? That'd be an interesting one if that happens. What's the poll tonight? Angelo coming out of Down Under. Is there do we need a poll? I don't think we need a poll just now. 80-1 for Yang hat-trick. 80-1 for a Yang hat-trick. Somebody's got to stick a fiver on that. Oh, it's St Andrew's Day. How did I forget? What are we doing for tea tonight? St Andrew's Day. And there's no chance of me getting haggis, neeps and tatties anywhere around here. Happy St Andrew's Day. Forgot all about it, to be honest. Call yourself Scottish. Yeah, happy St Andrew's Day to everyone. You can go out for a pint tonight. Yang Bang is not in the hub. Bum, bum, bum. Ballock Wisher is rubbish. Whoever signed him needs sacking. Well, we've looked at him for 2 years, so maybe that person has left the club. Be interesting to see if Casper finally gets dropped. Yeah, with the new manager coming in. Yeah. Such a sad don't because I don't want to cry live on air. Such a sad day being Martin's last game in charge. I love his style of play. I hope Yang has his oats last night 4-0 Celtic. Yeah, this is true. Do you think the new manager will want to try and sign Sriracha? There isn't an option to buy, and I don't know why. There is no option to buy. We definitely need to find someone that's back up to Kieran Tierney, for sure. But Michelle's put a bet on it. It's curtains for Iheanacho. Yeah, I think so. He was one of Brendan's pals, wasn't he? A lot of people hoping that Martin O'Neill's round for a long time. Why would you want a 1-1 draw? I want a Celtic win. Who put a draw? Haggis, neeps and tatties. Oh, tell me about it. Whiskey for St Andrew's Day. I'll probably need it to come the end of the night. I could feel my throat going already. My work give all Scottish staff haggis for St Andrew's Day. What? Just Scottish staff? Why wouldn't they give all staff haggis? That's a bit racist against Scottish. I want a Celtic win. We need to buy him. We need to buy Sriracha. I think that they don't want to sell him. I think that they know how good a player is and they don't want to sell him. I don't know. Ray's coming in from Saigon. Morning to you. Or is it... What time is it with you? It's at night, isn't it with you? I have no idea. It's not... Yeah, you're behind us. So it's early morning. Even like later morning. Jesus. It's good morning to Ray from Saigon. Angela's going to be emotional tonight. I think that we all will be. We are doing a live later tonight, so make sure that you check it out. It is when the Celtic will be drawn in the fourth round of the Scottish Cup. The Scottish Cup draw takes place tonight on BBC One Scotland during Sports Scene. Not something that I watch ever, but a lot of people do. A lot of people still watch Sports Scene. 6 p.m. right now. I couldn't remember if you were on right. Guys, the Americans that are behind us in time. They're behind us in everything. 6 p.m. Haggis is for Burns night. Haggis is for Burns night. So what do you have on what do you have tonight then? Haggis. That's what I would say. God, we started the Haggis gate. I want to see Sriracha. He's not the number one left at Boca anymore. On low wages to carry, hence why they stopped loaning him out. Yeah. That's why they shopped him out on loan. Do you think that we'll be able to buy him though, Quinny? I don't think so. I mean, if there's not an option to buy, we get fucked over. I mean, there are different people in charge of the recruitment department now, but I worry about when there's not an option to buy at a fixed price. Look what happened to Adam Ida. We ended up paying far too much for Adam Ida. Now that was no fault of Adam Ida. It was no fault of Adam Ida, but I don't think we'll be able to buy him anyway. Just a reminder, Scottish Cup 4th round draw is at 8 p.m. tonight. We will be live at that time as well as the draw comes out, just to see who we get. And game kicks off here at 10 p.m. in Brisbane. Sun Sports seeing the draw, Celtic are number 8. Mincing Tatties. Oh God, I've started Haggis Gate. I eat haggis when I feel like it. I know. Do you know how a haggis supper for the chippy? Do you know what I mean? You don't have haggis on St Andrew's Day. It's Burns Night. God, I've started the total haggis gate. So what do you have on St Andrew's Day? Fuck all, mincing tatties. I hate haggis. Big juicy Angus steak, spicy haggis supper will do. Oh, Jesus. The chat's descended into some not had a haggis supper for years. Can't bloody stand haggis, says Danny. Right, Quinny, get on the chat to sort it out. It's descended into some watch on the telly. I could say haggis for any time. It's haggis for any time. My Aussie wife and I got married 17 years ago today over in Perth, Australia. Easy to remember the anniversary. It's on St Andrew's Day. Just don't eat haggis and don't tell people you're eating haggis because they don't like it. Deep fried Mars bar on St Andrew's Day. That's not a thing. I think Sinisalo will be off in January. He's a better keeper all day long. That's one of the big ones, isn't it? Sinisalo. And I don't think he'll be off in January because, I mean, we can't afford him to go out on loan. We don't need to let him go out on loan. I can understand why he maybe wants to go out on loan because he wants to keep his place in the national team. Haggis is the traditional food for St Andrew's Day as well. Mr. Squeak1 just Googled it. Oh, there's a lot of folk in here now going, fuck off. Fucking haggis. Fucking right, yeah. Of course it's haggis. To know haggis is the Burns supper stuff, but get over it. Get over it. Deep fried Mars bars is a thing in my local chip. Michelle, you stay over that end of the woods where it's all your sister's your ma. You know what I mean? I care what pub you're drinking. I wouldn't be admitting anything. Go for a deep fried pizza for St Andrew's Day. It's got to be deep fried pizza. It's always cheap pizzas. Right, get off it. Get off the whole Stornoway black pudding is reasonable for St Andrew's Day. Jesus God, it's turned into the food channel. Right, so with who do you think? Let's be calling Welsham because I think Welsh. I think that's his. That's it. Oh Jesus, my throat's never going to last. Red pudding supper. Oh, I remember we got. There's an Indian takeaway in Cardenden. Can't remember the name of it, but we got a takeaway for them, and the naan bread was the size of my body. It was huge, absolutely huge. Right, let's get back to football. Who do you think? Tell me in the comments section. Who do you think will be the first player substituted today? Who do you think will be the first player that will be substituted today? I am going to go, a lot of people may like it, but I'm going to go Yang. I think he'll be the first substitute of the day because Dyson Maeda will then get put out on the wing. And will it be McCowan? No, I think it'll be Yang. I think Yang will come off first. Hope Martin gets the best send off today, win, lose or draw. I hope it's a win. The Balmoral chicken wrap. Jesus. Big Welsh was fantastic for Motherwell yesterday. But, come on, Andy. Sriracha to come off. Yang to come off. Maeda to come off. Get back to Andy's shout. Does that make him a Celtic player? Isn't Motherwell his level? Do you know, giving him game time, is he realistically going to knock Liam Scales out the team? Is he playing at such a level that he's going to knock Liam Scales out the team? Do you know? Have a poll. Yang, Hatate, McCowan. There's a poll for you. Okay. Do you think that will be the players to come off first? Okay, let's do a poll with that. Oh. Who'll be off first? Yang. Yang after he scores. Do you know, it could be Hatate. To be fair. Oh. Deleting rather than typing. And third option, McCowan. Oh. There we go, there's a poll question. I'm only staying on for about another 20 minutes or so. Who will be off first, Yang, Hatate or McCowan? Substitutes. This will be an interesting one. Back Tate for Bernardo. Big Tate for Bernardo. Did your dad buy a chippy in Cowan Beef? No. My dad, why would my dad buy a chippy, Chris? No, he didn't buy a chippy, but I know someone who did have a chippy in Cowan Beef. I don't know if he still got it. He used to have 2 or 3 chippies. Spud Murphy. He had chippies in quite a few, but I think he just rents them out now. But nah, my dad didn't buy a chippy in Cowan Beef. Because now you're going to get me going into Facebook. The only reason I find out what my dad does is going to Facebook, mate. You go into his Facebook and you'll find out more than me. Yang, 41%, 56 votes, 60 votes in so far. Yang, 45%, to be the first player taken off this afternoon. Hatate on 30%, Luke McCowan on 26%. You think it'll be Sriracha off first? I don't think I think Sriracha will finish the game. Joking for a chippy now. Tell me about it. A proper chippy. So one thing you don't really get out here is a proper chippy. You get chippies, but it's just not the same. It's just not the same at all. It's only one place that I've had decent chips like they came out of chippy, and that was a place, Spud Murphy's actually, up in Playa Flamenca. Probably the best chips in Spain. Easily the best chips in Spain. Right, anyway, let's move on to see what the headlines are saying. Luke McCowan hails O'Neill's effect as Celtic manager. You'll get whoever is like out talking to the press after the game today. They will all be talking about the effect that the interim manager has had over them in the last 4 weeks. And it's crazy to think that in such a short period of time that one manager that's been out the game for years, that was sacked from his last job, that was a complete Celtic idol when it comes to managers, who's held up there in high regard by Celtic fans just as much as Jock Stein. A lot of us never seen Jock Stein as manager, and it was all, you know, things from your youth and from a bygone time, and the fact that Celtic won what is now the Champions League in 1967. But for when Martin O'Neill came in and he changed the dominance of Scottish football, and he got Celtic back into a good place where they hadn't been for over 10 years. Although we stopped the double, we stopped the 10 in 1998, sorry. I mean, we stopped the 10 then. We won the double the centenary year, 1988. There was a big period of 88 to 98 where Celtic really struggled, and that seemed like a lifetime. And you never thought that Celtic would get back into... You never thought for 1 minute. Any Celtic fan that thought back the day that Wim Janssen stopped the 10, not one Celtic player, not one Celtic fan would ever have thought that Celtic could go on to have the dominance in Scottish football that we've had over the last 20 years. And you've got to give credit to Martin O'Neill for being the manager who kind of changed everything for Celtic, who won us a double. We hadn't won a double for a bloody long time. You know, it was Jock Stein was the last manager that won us a double. The Celtic story since then, it had its ups and downs, but when Neil Lennon came in as manager, after Tony Mowbray being sacked, and Neil Lennon, do you know, there was if you look back at the video on this channel, the day that Neil Lennon was made manager, there's some very nice chosen words that was given to advice to Neil Lennon that day, all about stopping Rangers again because they were sort of picking up momentum and getting on a runaway. But what happened when Neil Lennon came in was the start of our very own run to 9 in a row for the second time. A Martin O'Neill player picking up the chalice of, you know, picking up the baton of taking on Celtic the way that Martin O'Neill took on Celtic, and having someone at the club that knows the club so well. We now go into a period where we're going to have a manager that doesn't know the club so well, doesn't know the must-win mentality. A lot of people talking about the stats of the manager, talking about the fact that, you know, his win rate has been terrible. When you look at the win rate of previous managers at Celtic, I'll take the team down for just a minute. Joseph Venglos. This is the manager with previous win ratios. If you look at Joseph Venglos, 65% Dr. Joe had before he came to Celtic. When you look at Davy Hay, 1983 to 1987, 65%, way more than brother Wilfred Noncy. Billy McNeil at Aberdeen had a 62% win rate from 1978 to 1983. Jock Stein had a 62% win rate between 1965 and 1978 with Dunfermline. Jimmy McStay with Alloa Athletic, he was at Celtic between 1940 and 1945. He had a 60% win rate. And then you go to Brendan Rodgers when he was at Liverpool. He was at Celtic between 2016 and 2019. He had a 50% win rate. Lou Macari, for as bad as Lou Macari was for Celtic at that time, he was only at Celtic for a year, 1993 to 1994, but it was a terrible time. He still had a win rate of 50% when he came to Stoke. It's crazy. Do you know? Ange Postecoglou, his win rate was only 49.9% when he came in from Yokohama Marinos. But anyway, you know, Ronnie Dyler, 46% win rate. Tommy Burns, 42% win rate at Kilmarnock. Jimmy McGrory, Kilmarnock, 41%. There's a lot of pressure going to be put on the manager, and there's a lot of pressure going to be put on the manager due to the fact that, you know, he's took over a team, he's took over Celtic, he's taking over Celtic, not in the position that they were in a few weeks ago. And I think that that's something that we all need to just remember as there's 45 minutes to kick off. He's taken over Celtic that's in a far better place, that's in a far better mindset. The new manager, for him to come in and for anything to go wrong, would be way off the scale. I mean, you've seen other managers come into other clubs, but they've not really had a good interim period. Been many times over the years, John Kenny's been interim manager at Celtic, and you know you take bad results as what they are, because you know it's the same players, the same backroom staff, the manager's left. You know that it's not the backroom staff's fault that they're left with this, but we changed everything. Hopefully Celtic do keep Sean Maloney in some. Well, they will keep him in some capacity, because if he doesn't stay he may stay within the squad for the first month and then revert back to his loan manager role. Mark Fotheringham may be the guy that stays around long term. You don't know. Maybe keep the two of them. Who knows? I'm sure that'll all come out in the wash tomorrow, as they say. Let's jump back into some of the questions before we finish off the poll. He says the chippy under the bridge. What my old man does. What? Now I'm going to hate to go into Facebook and see what the hell you're on about. What the hell's my old man playing it? My old man's no bought a chippy. Can't he get out of his bed, never mind run a chippy? At his old age. I don't know whose Facebook you're looking at, Chris, but it's not my old ones. No. Right, anyway, that's enough of that. Let's jump over to see the poll, see how good the poll is going on what player do you think will be taken off first this afternoon. Who will be off first? Yang's at 45%, Hatate 28%, and Luke McCown on 27%. 27%. We only got a small amount of youth players. Over the coaching. Martin O'Neill putting pressure on the board to get Nancy deal done, I think. Media ground Martin every time. I think that the deal is done anyway. For what's coming out, he will be announced tomorrow. When Hi from Thailand, when I think that there's two sets of stories going about. One, that it was going to cost Celtic less money to start him on the 1st of December. The amount of money that was to be paid as compensation in his contract was going to reduce in December. Hence the reason that Martin O'Neill thought he was going to be away during the international break, because he thought, right, you'll get the manager in, get him in the international break. But it's such a Celtic thing to do, isn't it? Such a Celtic thing to do, just wait off a couple of weeks just to pay $500,000 less or whatever. We say they dominated. The reality is they only managed 2 trebles in the 90s. I thought they only done 1 treble in the 1990s. Did they do 2? Did they do 2? I'm not sure. I thought they only done 1. I never know, mate. Maybe I'll chip off the old block. Yeah, maybe. Morning from Inverness. It's not Martin's last game. He's here on Wednesday. I don't think so. Where have you heard that from, Jim? From the Klingons on the starboard bow. Sorry, I couldn't resist that one. That's a bad joke. Martin here till Wednesday. Brilliant. Is he? Is that breaking news? I don't believe that until I see it with my own eyes. Where have you seen that? Because I'm not seeing that anywhere. On Sky, after Martin O'Neill. On Sky for Martin O'Neill? Has he just said that he's here till Wednesday? What is going on? 11 minutes ago. Why is it all zombies that they've got on? Unbelievable. All zombies they've got at Hibs. Is that really coming out of Sky News? I don't know. I trust you lot in the comments. Talk nonsense. Just watched it. You got the call last night. Interesting. Maybe just to give them, is that to give them the game at home? Is that to do you think that they're doing that just to give them the send-off then? At Celtic Park? That's the only reason it can be. Because surely Wilfred Nonce will be in this week. That's a good thing then if they've got it on Wednesday. If he's got it on Wednesday, I'm going to have to go and watch Sky Sports. Jesus, see what I mean? I've not got the telly on. I'm going to have to switch the telly on and put it on Sky Sports. I'm just probably not going to see it now, am I? Martin O'Neill, that's the breaking news then. If the comments are all right. He said it on Sky News. That's fantastic. Nancy's bolting it. Don't think so. It can only to be give him fist. Oh, this is fist. Fuck it in bold. See when you're trying to look at 5 screens at once, mate. You're just a cameraman. You've got it easy. You're just pointing and that's it. I'm having to be presenter. Fucking the whole lot. Anyway, right, I'm going to go and get ready for the watch along. I shall see you on the watch along. The breaking news is that Martin O'Neill will still be here on Wednesday to get that final send off. They just said to Martin, again, sure. I'm going to have to go and watch this. I need to get the TV on. Doing 10 things at once here. Right, I shall see you in around about 40 minutes. Maybe it's to pass over the baton. Maybe it is, isn't it? Right, let me get Sky. But why has he been interviewed so early? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Oh, now the fucking TV's updating. Shut the television! Let's get this official. Is there any? Let me just see. I don't believe yous. Four minutes ago. Video is not available in your location. Yes. Straight for the main man. I'm going to have to stay on there. It's true. Deal with it. I'm waiting on the telly. I'm uploading. It'll be good if he does. I need to go and change some thumbnails now. Fuck's sake, Celtic. What are you playing at? Nancy won't fit in Martin O'Neill's shoes. He's shitting himself. I don't believe that. Send the clip and send it to me because I can't find it. It's not on Twitter. And if it is, it's not available in my location. I'm switching the TV on now that it's warmed up. Why is the Northern Ireland boss there? I'm just seeing he's there. Let's see what. Interesting times, right? Sky Sports main event. Was it on Sky Sports News or was it on the main event? If Nancy doesn't win the league, he'll be sacked. He stays in Edinburgh. No, the app had to update. Well, there you go. Fucking better not be an Eddie Howe situation. Maybe it's just to give Martin O'Neill, when there's adverts on the telly, maybe it's just to give Martin O'Neill that send-off. God, that'll send Celtic fans into complete panic stations, this. Sky Sports Football. We've got adverts on. Joke of a club. Man should be in for the Dundee game. I don't think it's a joke. It's do you know, maybe Martin O'Neill. Yeah, I'm just waiting on the adverts finishing on Sky. I thought it was my last game, then I got a call yesterday to say this process is still ongoing. There's a decent chance I'll be here for Wednesday. Celtic. Wilfred is busy opening a chippy in Meffel. Fucking don't do this to us, Celtic. Why? Martin O'Neill showed he still got it with European win midweek. This is madness. This is utter madness. It's not the last team. I need to change that. Oh, you can't, you've got to be having a laugh here, can't you? You've got to be having a laugh. Absolute. Breaking news, Martin O'Neill says there's a really decent chance of him being in charge for Wednesday against Dundee. Fuck's sake, what the fuck? Celtic, are you doing to us? What are you doing to us? Oh man. Unbelievable. Why is there so many bloody adverts on Sky? This is nuts. This is bonkers. Right, that's it. Get it back on. It's just bonkers. Oh. There should be a breaker in Scotland shortly. Social media is the playground of the wee Willies, Wayne, Sweeties. I have no words. Could be waiting on the visa with his backroom staff work permit. It's bonkers. Just when I was out, they pulled me back in. That's such a Celtic thing to do. He's like that. He's on the phone to his wife and he's like, yeah, I'll be back home on Monday, love. I'll be back on Monday. It's one of the ones, isn't it? It's like, yeah, wait to go to get the milk and bread. Come back 4 days later. Martin O'Neill. I'm waiting for a coffee, love. Martin O'Neill. I'm away for a coffee, love. Yeah, I'm going to buy one of those expensive coffees down the high street. Don't know. And when you look at it, Martin O'Neill has been away for 4 weeks. 4 weeks. Could be loads of reasonable reasons, none to overreact, assuming the worst. I don't think we would assume the worst. I think it could be the fact that, it maybe is the fact that he is coming in from America, visas and all the rest of it. Spinning a circle, stamping their feet. Like Santa cancelled Christmas. Maybe it is just to give him the send-off from Celtic Park. That cup of coffee will be frozen, Martin. God, tell me about it. Don't know, but that's what it's like, isn't it? I'm waiting for a pack of smokes back soon, hen. Martin O'Neill. It's fine. It's fine. It's madness. This is why we need answers for the club. Donald won't let him leave. He's French Canadian. You think he would chuck him out? Come on, the Hoops. I've drank too much coffee here. Yeah, I think it's just there's one way to look at it, and maybe Celtic are saying, right, we'll fly him in. Yes, you can overdose on coffee. Most cocaine in Scotland's got caffeine in it. Sorry to tell you all. Martin's enjoying the jolly that much he doesn't want to go home. Yeah, I don't think it's that. I think it's more. Hopefully, it's just the fact that the new man will be on the bench, in the stands on Wednesday evening. I'm about to run to Malaga. You know, watching the game. You need to go to Malaga at night. Up the beach. There you go. You do know that the game starts soon. I'm still in shock. I'm still in shock that we are... it's not Martin O'Neill's last game. Looks like Wednesday will be his last game, as there is 26 minutes till kick-off. Right, I am done and dusted with this one. The breaking news is that Martin O'Neill looks like he's going to be here after today. Craziness. Perfect opportunity for Martin O'Neill to grab a haggis supper for your dad's new chippy. Oh, Jesus. Nancy's contract runs till the 1st of December. 1st of December, we announce him. 30th of November. But you would announce him on the 1st if his contract finishes today. Who knows? Anyway, on that note, have an absolutely fantastic day, Celtic fans all around the world. I'll see you on the watch along. This is just madness. It's typical Celtic.